Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to the Next Gen Racing VW Cup. This is actually a race replay of a race that I do normally stream these ones live. These races happen on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately last week just had stuff on and just wasn't anywhere near home at the time this race happened, so I'm doing this post race. Do fully appreciate this is Monday when I'm recording this. I've had a bit of a busy weekend, other things have taken priority, so I'm just getting this one done now for the boys. But yeah, this is the NGR VW Cup. This one is from Suzuka in Japan. A great series, to be honest. One that one that's basically one of my favourite tournaments, I guess is probably the right word to say. It just brings some great close racing in. So it has been round 4. The top 4 in the championship at that time aren't able to qualify, so we'll just jump into qualifying standings. So let's do this. So on pole we have MRC Bobby in the initial D livery. Bigging it up to Japan. The Japan fans are going to go nuts for Bobby today. Next to Bobby is Joe Winner, rocking the CJW-Racing livery on that one. Do appreciate that one, thank you very much. Securing a second place here. No idea of the times, don't know. I can only assume it was very close. Always is. Then we've got Not So Slow Seamus in the Monster livery. It's a very out there design, Seamus. He qualified in 3rd. Then we've got TP86 Racing. Good to see TP86 putting in a good qualifying. He's been languishing a little bit further back down the field and getting caught up in battles basically. But we'll see what TP86 has got to offer this time round. Then we've got NGR Danzo. I spoke about Danzo before, raced him on Wednesday nights, then I commentate over his racing the following nights on the Sirocco. He's a good lad, he's Danzo, and it's good to see him again. It's good to see him in 5th near the front of the field. Carl, not too much about him. See what I did there? He had a great race out in Maggiore last time, made a brilliant pass at the hairpin, basically just swung past 2 cars. So he's out in 6th. I'm not going to pronounce that. Anyway, NGR Lager Fanny, let's just get it out of the way. In the Liquimoli livery, then the Suburtus in a similar livery, so they're very, very samey, those two. So Suburtus is out there as well in 8th. Shadow Stalker in 9th, then Green Army in 10th. Then we've got the guys who couldn't qualify, so we've got Pav 46 in 11th. The Les, he switched his livery up, look at that. That's a right beauty. That's going to spin me out, that is. And then JPH99 right at the back of the field. The leader of this, Lightblade, couldn't make it, so he didn't race at all by the looks of things. So let's get underway with the race. So we've got 20 minutes ahead of us at Suzuka. Let's see what happens. So the front wheel drive do bog down a little bit from the start, but looks like everyone gets away relatively cleanly. For some reason Bobby's just letting everyone go past. Slow Shaver streams up into the lead, followed by Danzo. Carl's making a move on him. Nice move there by Carl. Looks like Winners, who did bog down from the start, is going to try and regain that place back. TP86 Racing's lost a place as well. Shadow Stalker's had a great start. He's looking to make a move on Suburtus. He's certainly got the line on him, but can he stop Pav 46 from charging through Pav the Winner last time out? Him and Les sort of exchanging places throughout the whole thing. Meanwhile, Carl is up to 2nd place. MRC Bobby has rejoined. JPX99's having a right battle on getting through the field, and Lager Fanny is flapping around at the back. Let's go back to the top. Carl coming under pressure from Joe Winner. Fends off an attack, but he's got to get in on the green stuff, and there's no grip there. Absolutely no grip at all, so off he goes. TP86 also on the less than grippy asphalt, but manages to not kill anyone when he re-entered the track, so good driving. Pav 46 looks to have got it a little bit wrong. The Les is on a sweep around the outside. The Les and Shadow Stalker side by side coming through the S's. It's a very short lap at Suzuka East, you get a lap done in way less than a minute. So 49 seconds from memory is a decent time around here. Himcar's lost a couple of places, like Danzo's got himself up, Joanna's back up to second, but all this is letting Slow Seamus just basically break away. What's going on further behind? Any moves being made? It looks like Pavlo's going for a move on Bobby. These are MRC buddies. Joanna's off. Joanna has gone off. That's a disaster for Joanna so early on in the race. He's going to have a hard time recovering now while the Les goes for a move on Bobby. Les up to 5th already. Just 3 laps in. Great driving from the Les. He does love these Suacos. Great car placement as always from the Les, just gets it a little bit wide. Suberta's not giving this place up very easily. And MRC Bobby just sneaks through as well as Pav, so Suberta's not had a great few laps there. Big up to Suberta for sharing the replay to enable me to do the commentary for you guys, so I do appreciate you doing that. A little bit further up, so Himcar going for a move back on Danzo. Danzo basically just lets him go round the down the inside and goes for the cutback. Can Danzo get that one done before the S has happened? Himcar's going to have the inside line. Danzo just backs out of it, probably quite sensibly to be fair. There's a stream through the S as MRC Bobby's up to 4th, followed by the Les. Pav 46 in 6th, but breaking away from Subertus, who's currently holding up JPH 99. JPH does manage to get through eventually. It's a case of who can fight through the field the quickest. So this is on board with Danzo. He's got all this coming up behind him. He's getting a little bit of a tow from Himcar up ahead, but he knows that he's got Bobby, Les, Pav. Maybe the pressure's got to him a little bit. There's a little bit of contact I heard there. Let's go out and check that out. Let's just see what happens. It looks like Danzo just did 2 wheels on the outside there, and that is so easily done. And the Les just unfortunately collects him on the way through. No one's at fault for that one. That just happens, unfortunately. So let's put Danzo down to 8th. Lagerfan is having a brilliant time out and slithering his way all the way up the field. He's up to 9th now after a few incidents early on in the race. Himcar lost out massively. He's down in 6th now, fending off Subertus. Currently, Slow Seamus, fastest lap of the race so far, 49.9. Really got a worry in the world so far. Let's see if he can fend this assault off for much longer. We're nearly a quarter way through the race, so he's gone a decent chunk so far. But there's some fast boys coming up behind him. The championship leaders have made their way through the field and they're going to begin the assault towards the podium now. So if I'm giving you nausea with those cam angles, there's not a lot I can do about it, I'm afraid. Just what happens when you're doing it on replay. So let's jump me on board from with JPH now. So there's a nice and steady into turn 1, which turns into turn 2 immediately. But these Suacos, I'm just guessing it's going to be patience on the throttle getting through, and then the S is very important for your car placement. As you know, the earlier you can get on the power, the better. And if your line's slightly longer than Suacos, you're going to want to understeer, so you need to be very careful with how you place your car. JP's doing a very good job of that. This goes a little bit deceptive. It looks like you're turning later than you actually do. You can take a chunk of that curb off at the start and then cut down, hug the inner apex, and away you go for a lap. So not a great lap on JPX at 50.5. We know 49 is definitely possible for this one. JPH 99 having to defend now to Pav. Pav the winner last time out. Maggiore is piling the pressure on the Boy Transport Sirocco. Just having to take it easy down the S's. It's not a track you can overtake on that easily here. You kind of rely on a lot of other people making mistakes. You see Pav just taking it nice and steady, wanting to stay in the slipstream. A little bit of lag creeps in there, but doesn't seem to affect either of them. Pav's now just going to try and tuck into the slipstream and get the move made down into T1. T1 actually named after Mexican Juan Miguel Cortez, who designed the... So I'm joking, I have no idea. Pav gets the move made into T1. Lovely move by Pav. Now he can get chasing after Velez, who seems to be his nemesis, so to speak, in a nice way, of course. They've been very similar to each other in the group chat, but either way, they are pretty equal on pace, it seems. The Les is currently holding the fastest lap of 49.5. So good luck by the Les. Similarly, Bobby's put in a 49.9, so he's not slow either. And they are reeling in not so slow Seamus, who's running 50.5s at the minute. So we'll see if that transpires to anything towards the end of the race. We're 7 and a bit minutes in now, so we hope something can transpire. Is anyone making any moves down to T1 or looking like they might do? So it's like Lager Fanny. He's going to try and get a Danzo inserted into him. Doesn't manage to get that done. Danzo just holds on there. Yeah, a little bit of lag creeping in yet again. The games have been played with connection issues. Anyone that has been watching my coverage of the GTTCC will know that that's been a particular bugbear of mine. An out of position fast guy is Joanna, who's currently trying to get past Shadow Stalker. Joanna is currently running all the way down in 12th, when, don't forget, you qualify right up high on the grid, so he'll be eager to make moves happen in the last 10 minutes of the race. And the Greener Army's just enjoying his day out. Put a big fat CJW logo racing all over that, so I really appreciate that. Meanwhile, it's kicking off at the front. Not so slow Seamus is getting well and truly swamped by Bobby and the Les. It's kind of a case of whether he can hold these guys back long enough for Pav to catch up. So it looks like Bobby and the Les are well within striking distance of a good slipstream, but if he can manage to fend off the attack for a lap or two, it'll bring Pav into play. We'll see how that transpires. Bobby's just going for the inside move to taking liberties with track limits a little bit there, Bob, but you know, we'll let you off with that. You're playing, they didn't gain any time out of that, so if it will allow it. You can see the power of the slipstream then as Bobby gets sucked down the straight. Not in the way he'd like, but he backs out of a move ultimately. Didn't deem himself close enough to throw one up the inside there. It was good, sensible racing. So these three now very close together. Pav looks to be a couple of seconds behind. Not sure if that gap's closing, but he is escaping JPX99, who's not managed to cling on to him since getting past a lap or two ago. So it's just going to be a case of whether Seamus can hang on, I guess. He's plainly getting swamped by the guys behind, but he's also got the pace and the capability to fend them off. So I've no doubt that Seamus can put a bit of a grind in and at the very least have a battle with these guys. It's just a case as to how long until moves are attempted. It looks like one's going to happen any minute now. Bobby has got a nose in. He is going to try and make the move out into turn 2. Seamus just sticks it around the outside. Great driving from all of them there for keeping that one nice and clean. Bobby's going to try and stick it around the outside for turn 3. Doesn't happen as you enter the S's. You haven't really got, especially in the same car, you haven't really got the capability to get past here. So you just have to press the reset button, sort of clear your head a little bit. Pav is getting closer. The Les is eager to have a crack at Seamus now, so the Les is showing a little bit of impatience. He can get him past these guys. He's getting a double slipstream, don't forget, so he can. Bobby's got to be careful of the threat of the Les as well. So going on board with the Les, you can see Bobby's probably pulled out probably just a little bit too early there, and the Les is now in a bit of no man's land. He can't go anywhere, has to back out of the move as the Les does get it on the tarmac. I'm saying the tarmac, the green stuff that isn't grass. Let's just sift away from that for a second, just see how everyone else is lining up. Carl, great recovering from Carl so far. He's putting in some really good times. Really reeling in JPX99 up ahead. So Carl is showing himself to be a prominent racer in this series. Suburtus and Lagerfani. So Lagerfani did swallow up Danzo. And Danzo now dripping from that defeat. He's having to recover from that and face off against CJW-Racing, who himself has been getting closed down by Joanna, who has now got a past Shadow Stalker. We've missed Bobby getting past. The glory of not doing this live is we can just rewind. So let's have a look. Does this move get made into T1? So this is on board with Bobby. Bobby almost looks like he's too close. Is he going to bump draft Sheamus down the straight? He's not. He's going to pull alongside, probably at the right time, I would argue. It looks like Sheamus was broke a little bit too late. Bobby then with a better exit. And just manages to keep that position. Fending off any fight back from Sheamus. Sheamus now's got the Les for company, and he's still going to want to get, let's not talk smack about Sheamus here. We would never do such a thing, but he's definitely showing promise of pace at this track, definitely, and he belongs there in the top three. That being said, the Les is going to go for an audacious move around the last turn. That's a great move by the Les. Just made that move stick, and with the slipstream of Bobby up ahead, he can potentially fend that move off as well. So yeah, great move by the Les there. Overtake of the day for me so far, unless we see anything brilliantly dramatic. Let's check in on how far Pav is. Not too far away. Pav's got 7 minutes to make something of this. Going on board with him, he can see them. He's probably not close enough to get slipstream. As soon as Pav starts getting slipstream, that's going to save him a couple of attempts a lap, and he can really reel those boys in. Pav, I need a livery, mate. It's mysterious and all, like ninja-like, but we need a livery from you, pal. And if you're not sure, I'll make you one. JPX99 then. What's happened there? Because he was way down. Right, I'm not too sure what's happened there, because I'm pretty sure JPX99 wasn't. I'm getting confused. Oh, Lagerfani, Suburtus going at it. So Suburtus wants a bit of fanny on his outsides. Can he outbrake in the two liquid moly cars going side by side to T1? Lagerfani's just going to hang himself around the outside and has stretched that fanny all the way around 2 corners. So well and truly lubricated that one up there, Lagerfani, and it's a great move up to his 7th place. That was great defending, to be fair, and I'm taking the piss out of your name, but pretty good job defending that move. Suburtus now coming under attack by Danzo. Danzo does sneak through. Is Suburtus going to have to yield to the rest of him? He really looks slow going into that complex. That's like Joanna and TP86, not TP86, it's like Joanna and Danzo through, but TP86 is still behind. TP86 probably pulled out of the slipstream a little bit early, because Suburtus might get a little bit of tow from the guys up ahead, so we'll be able to defend this one going into turn 1 unless TP86 is very brave on the brakes. Someone's lagging a lot. Suburtus doesn't manage to defend that. TP86 with the narrow line into T1 does manage to get that move done. So Joanna now up into 9th. Lagerfani, after that great defence, is now going to chase after Carl. Carl's using the lights to flash JPH up ahead. And in other news, look at how close, look at this. The Les is well and truly in slipstream race now. Look at that, as soon as he got in slipstream, he knocked 2 attempts off his fastest lap. And he's down to a 49.8 is the Les. So yeah, JPX99 and Carl having a little bit of a battle. I've got a gut feeling Carl's a control pad user, because every time he turns the corner his lights flash. And that is usually what happens with pad users. So the fact that he's doing this on a pad is probably even more impressive, to be fair. I do like that livery on that car. Let's go back and check on... Oh, Pav is past Sheamus, so Sheamus has had a shocker. what's happened here then. So that's going into T1. Seamus just gets it all wrong. I'm going to guess. Yeah, overdrives himself into T2 and Pav just slips it up the inside. Pavi's just brave enough to stick it in there. He's got it all to do again though, because he's not in the slipstream of the guys ahead. So these two battling's gonna help Pav catch up. But I feel with 5 minutes of the race remaining, he's probably not gonna have the time to do anything about it. We'll see. Are the Les and Bobby just gonna work together to keep the threat of Pav at bay? They're not going to work together. They are not at all. They're coming up to lap traffic as well. So they're coming up to Green Army. The Les throws it down the inside. Great move from the Les again. Not as good as his overtake earlier on in the race, but certainly an impressive move nonetheless. So that is the Les now up into P1. MRC Bobby will not let that slide though, and he will hang on to him. Pav 46 has dispatched to Slow Seamus. Slow Seamus just trying to hang on in there and score some good points. JPH 99 sort of on his own at the minute, to be fair. He's not really got anyone directly to battle with him. Carl has managed to drop back a few seconds. He's on 52 second lap somewhere, so it's an absolute shocker. Fan is out on his own. Danzo is having to fend off Joanna, so this is where the action is so far. So it's the battle for 8th, containing Danzo, Joanna and TP86. Coming up to the main overtaking spot is TP86 and a braver move on Joanna, who has got the toe from Danzo, so that wasn't really ever on. TP86 does get a better line than Joanna through that corner though, and just manages to get the drive, but track position means Joanna can keep his spot. Keep an eye on the map. It looks like Bobby and the Les are still closer than anything. I'll skip back through the field. Yeah, look at this. Bobby and the Les pretty much glued together with just 3 minutes of this race remaining. Bobby goes for the cutback. Can he get that move done? No, the Les is just going to hang that one in. A good idea though by Bobby just to break a tad early and go for the cutback move. Bobby's going to throw it in again, taking limits taking limits with the track. Bobby, these Siroccos aren't designed to go off-roading, mate. Just going to keep it between the white lines, please. Pav is catching, but not fast enough, I fear. He's going to have to really set fire to his car and fly himself up there if he wants to get anything done, because he's currently a little bit too far back. Slow Seamus at this minute not really too much of a threat though. He's a few seconds back, so he may be giving him a distant slipstream, but nothing too dramatic. Let's see if Bobby goes for another dive down into T1. He does, but the Les is wise to it and cuts that off and goes for an early apex and just defends that corner. Keeping it left now. Bobby potentially not close enough to go for a move here. He keeps it. Yeah, so far so good for the Les. He's hanging on in well. Any more action on track? So this is still kicking off then. So TP86 Racing off the track for some reason. I want to say he went into auto drive for a minute there. Not too sure what happened with TP86. I'm sure he'll let me know in the group chat. Cerbertus and Shadow Stalker having a good old battle for 11th place. Positions are changing at the top. I want to say Bobby did just get his. We need to go back and look at this. It's down into T1. On board with Bobby, they are literally banging doors. These two, literally nothing between them. And that's about as close as you want to get. That is about as close as you want to get. So 1 minute left now. I fear we are on the penultimate lap. These two going side by side at the S's. This is not good news, because if they let if they have an off, Pav's straight in there. The Les does get that position back. Beaver and driving from the Les. He's not letting this one at all. Let's see what effect this is having on the lot. They're rocking in 50.8. They're a second slower than they should be doing. So they're just giving away time. Let's keep an eye on this though. We're 30 seconds away from the finish, so we'll cover people as they go through, I guess. Let's see if this kicks off. Is there anything else kicking off on track? Or can we exit? No, we're pretty clear. We can keep an eye on this. Let's watch this to the finish then. The Les versus Bobby. The Japanese fans will be screaming for Bobby in that initial delivery. Whereas they'll be just getting trippy off the Leses, but the Les manages just to hold it in there. Great driving from these two. Or is it? Has the Les gone too deep? No, I want to say he's done it. The Les wins just by a nail. MRC Bobby in second with Pav 46 in third. Slow Seamus, well earned fourth position for Seamus. JPX 99 scoring fifth place at the end. Carl, great race from Carl again in sixth place. Lager Fanny slides in for seventh with NGR Danzo. A tough race for Danzo today, but he's gritted his teeth and got through it in eighth. Joanna, unfortunate for Joanna, he will come away from this one disappointed. Ninth place for him. Suburtus in 10th with Shadow Stuck in 11th. TP86 Racing after a disappointing climax. Just speak to Lager Fanny about that, smashes it into the wall, and Green Army in 13th.